I'm Erin Murphy Rafferty, and I am the Vice President of Corporate Development for Suffolk Construction. Suffolk Construction is a $6 billion company that is national, and we have offices all throughout the country, from the Pacific Northwest down to both coasts of Florida. And of course, our headquarters are right here in Boston, which we are so proud of. Our favorite place to build, of course, is in Boston. Some of the most iconic projects that we have worked on in the Boston area include Encore Casino in Everett, a $2 billion project that folks are drawn to from all over the world, as well as Winthrop Center, the South Station Tower that's currently underway, and the very cool lighthouse and giant LED screen over at Gillette Stadium. My career path has been rather unorthodox. I have a bit of experience in the nonprofit world and the for-profit world and politics and government, all of which brings me here to Suffolk, which frankly stands right in the intersection of all of those sectors. And right now my role is to oversee business development in the Northeast here at Suffolk. And the sectors that we are focusing on are commercial and residential, healthcare, hospitality, life sciences, mission critical, aviation. Pretty much we're looking to build really great projects, big and small, throughout the country that really improve the lives in the cities in which we build. John Fish is a force of nature, and I've known John Fish for over 20 years because I worked at the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce when he was on the board of directors back in the early 2000s. And what I first noticed about John Fish, just in his interactions with folks at chamber meetings, is how professional, how kind, how genuinely interested he is in other people's lives. He always asks how people's families are. What are you working on? How can I be helpful? And that's something I really initially noticed about John when I first met him, and it always stuck with me. And it was an honor and a pleasure to work with him on the Boston 2024 Olympic bid to bring the Summer Games to Boston back when he was chairman of that bid in 2015, and I was the chief operating officer. So that was the first time I really got to work in lockstep. We were joined at the hip for 2 years, flying around the world and the country, telling Boston's story to others. And I have to say, if you meet John Fish, you'll never meet a prouder Bostonian. One of the reasons why I absolutely love to work at Suffolk is because Suffolk attracts the best and the brightest from every industry to come work at Suffolk, including folks who are the best builders, including folks who are the best communicators, who are the most politically savvy, who are the most community-minded and community-oriented, and who are brilliant minds in the area of technology and data. And the commonality amongst all of these folks from varied backgrounds is the fact that nobody will outwork these folks, and everybody wakes up in the morning raring to go. It's an early company, an early office, and that attracts a lot of former college athletes, Olympians, military folks who are disciplined, hardworking, and who hold themselves accountable, but are also great teammates, great coaches, and want to have fun. So even in this challenging time for construction and the real estate industry in general, what has really paid off for companies like Suffolk is making sure to diversify well in advance of any economic downturn. And that's something that Suffolk has done really well. And one of my areas and responsibilities is to not just focus on one particular sector that's done, really well for many years, i.e. commercial, but also to look at other industries that either are emerging or that are annuities for companies like Suffolk, like government work and K through 12 building, higher education building, campus building, hospitals building. So while there is an economic downturn and that does impact multiple industries and sectors, there's always something emerging. And one of the things that I focus on at Suffolk is to make sure we're thinking 12 steps ahead, and we're creating opportunities and building relationships in emerging industries and industries that are pretty much recession proof. I grew up right outside of Boston in Medford, Massachusetts, where I have moved back to raise my family. It's a great community. And I was raised by two really good people, decent, hardworking people who instilled in myself and my brothers an ethos of kindness and discipline and hard work and honesty and integrity. And I count my parents as my mentors and my idols and my inspiration. And I take that ethos with me everywhere I go, whether it's work or in the charitable organizations I'm involved with, or in just my day-to-day relationships with my colleagues and friends. My philosophy on business development is that we're all in business development. Maybe it's in my title, but truly everybody at Suffolk, and I think everybody in this room here tonight, is responsible for building relationships for the organizations that they're representing. And one of the things that I've prided myself on and really work hard at is not only building relationships, but keeping them and nurturing them and growing them. And also taking a step back and connecting others who may not know each other, but who could benefit from knowing each other, even if it doesn't necessarily benefit me or my company in the moment. I really love and am passionate about being a dot connector and about really making sure that a rising tide does lift all boats. And so even in a work capacity, in a pursuit for a job for Suffolk, my philosophy is if we hear no, it's not really no, it's not right now. And it's not right now because we might just be beginning a new relationship where trust needs to be developed and we need to prove ourselves, and we are committed to doing that. So I really do believe that, Suffolk is so successful, and I have been along the way as well, because relationships come before jobs. And that is definitely my focus and priority when it comes to running the business development team here at Suffolk.